Hi, welcome to Active Bryant Systems. I'm Scott Bryant, and what I want to talk to you today is about don't switch off. I'm going to talk about religion and what I think about religion. So please subscribe there. There's a little bell for you. Please subscribe. So religion is fucked up, isn't it? And what I mean by that is that you've got Mormonism, you've got Catholics, you've got Christians, you've got Muslims, you've got Seven-Day Adventists, you've got Hare Krishnas, so that's 6 I can think of so far. I'm sure there's a lot more than 6. And what I've come to the analogy of is that the 6 religions are all talking about the same fucking thing. About us going to hell, about us, you must repent your sin before you die, otherwise you're going to be in this big fire. But Buddhists look at it in a different way. You come back as a frog or a toad, which is the same thing. But I believe that religion is an organised business, the same as politicians or politics. So you've got Labour, Conservatives, the Green Party, the Purple Party, the Red Party, the dickhead party, the cunt party, and this is, if you watched the earlier video, you know I've been swearing, so swearing's coming to this video a little bit. So with religion and with politics, you have many sections to appeal to many different types of people. But with religion, organised religion, it is about money, in my opinion. It's not about saving your soul. It's not about you healing yourself or becoming a better person. It's just about controlling you. So I used to be a Christian when I was younger and was really into that, but then realised, wait a minute, is God really on a white cloud? Is God going to punish me if I sleep with my neighbour when I'm single? No. Is God going to punish me if I go and murder somebody? Maybe, if I get caught, because there's many murderers walking around that have never been caught, that are still living and not dead yet. So if God was going to kill you for that, He would have killed you immediately, wouldn't He? In a part of the Bible which somebody told me about, it says, "I'm the creator of light and dark. I'm the creator of good and evil." So if God is the creator of light and dark and the creator of good and evil, He's happy with everything. So with organised religions, it's about getting your money, tapping into you, controlling you and making you conform to their way of thinking. Instead of you being a free thinker and doing what you want to do. So a scenario for me is that a couple of years ago, I was going through a bit of a dodgy patch. So I thought, I'll try the church out. I'll go to the church. So then I started going to the church and I was talking about chakras, auras, energy. I got asked never to go back again. But in the Bible, if the people that stopped me from going was to read the Bible and understand it, Jesus was having reflexology done before He died on the cross because they was anointing His feet in oil. So He was having reflexology. Then they talk about the energy of plants. They talk about Adam and Eve and the snake and all this type of stuff. So it's still in the Bible, but they didn't like that I wasn't thinking of that I was going to be punished for thinking that way. Now, I know people that are atheists that are more spiritual than the person that goes to the church every week. I know people that are Buddhists that are really lovely people. I know people that are Hare Krishnas that are maybe it's overtaken their lives. Is that a good thing? Well, it's a good thing for them if they're happy with that. So I believe that, whatever politics you believe in or whatever religion you believe in, there's never ever going to be one only. So tap into all of them. So with politics, everybody's always going to have a different opinion. The opinions are never going to be the same. So don't even worry about politics. And just you marking a tick on one box doesn't mean that you're going to change the economy or change what you want the politician to change. And they're all just puppets anyway, aren't they? They're all just being run by somebody higher up and not really doing what the people want. Because if they were doing what the people wanted, the politicians, they wouldn't be starving in the world. They wouldn't be putting money towards nuclear weapons, and they certainly wouldn't be, people homeless on the street, because these are all the things that normal people want. But politicians don't seem to want that. It doesn't seem to bother them that there's, 50% more people homeless than what there was before. Or why is it when I was in my teens and I was looking for somewhere to stay and I went to the church and I said, can I stay in the church? Oh no, you can't do that. Well, why not? It's sitting fucking empty. Oh no, you can't do that. You can't stay in the church if you've got nowhere to live. Wait a minute. All the churches after Sunday night around the UK are all sitting empty with nobody in them. Did you know that the Roman Catholic faith has the most amount of money and has the most amount of land compared to the Queen and McDonald's? So McDonald's, the Queen and the Pope own the world that we can see, the land on it. Isn't that a bit sad? And then I was watching a thing where the Queen was in her living room, where she probably had 100-foot plasma. So we give the Queen from our taxes so many 100 million a year for being the Queen. So she's the biggest scrounger of benefits ever, and she stopped benefits for poor people. She agreed to cap it. She agreed to stop it, and yet she's sitting in her living room with a 50-foot, whatever size TV she is, sitting there watching that. And then she's got all them bedrooms that are sitting there empty that they could give to people that are needed. So this is what's wrong, is that there's too much yang and not enough yin. There's not enough giving. There's more take. The same as, they're saying now that I'm 46, so I won't be retiring for another 20 years. They're saying by that time there'll be no pensions. So why should I pay in? The same as why should we pay in to the national health if the national health is being degraded and they're not making sure it's the proper service that we should be paying for? When everybody's been paying into it all of their lives, so it should be a brilliant service and it should always keep going. It shouldn't be cut down and reduced because we've all paid money into it every year out of our wages, out of our salary. The same as we pay taxes to support Trident, to support nuclear weapons that could wipe us all off the earth. Surely we should be able to tick a box, no Trident. Politicians should have their money cut. What else don't I like? The train service should have their money cut until they improve the service, and the bus service, because now you get on a bus, they stop anywhere, just tell you to get off when you're halfway to your destination, then you've got to wait another 10 or 20 minutes for the next bus to get on. So if you're running a business like I am, it can fuck everything up. So going back to religion, and the awakening for me was for religion. I went to a church in Kensington, and a friend took me into the basement of the church, and he went, "Scott, look at all these books, look at all these DVDs. Do you want to buy any?" And that just made me think, it's just a business. It's just about that, isn't it? It's not about we're here to help you, we're here to do this, we're here to do that. Because if they was truly here to help us, there'll be no homeless, there'll be no starving, everybody will be fed and eating well, and there will be no disbalance in classes. Now there's the super poor to the mega rich. Now I've got no problem with somebody being rich if they've worked hard for it and they've done it well, they've done it the right way, but if they've cheated to get that money, then I don't agree with that. That's not very publicised. Google got away with stuff, everyone else is getting away with stuff. why the smaller people can't. And I just believe that that's untrue. And something that really made me think as well is that if you watch anyone famous, they all seem to get to know the Pope. But why? Why is it when a person becomes a lord or a lady, all of a sudden they get to meet the Pope? And why is it in the Vatican they've got 500 miles of information underneath the Vatican that they've not showed the public? And why does the Vatican have its own bank? Why is that? You've got to ask yourself that question. And why is it the Vatican is all full of geezers? There's not many women there, is there? That's a bit weird. Why is there not many women there? Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve. And pinch me. I don't know if you heard that joke, but I'll say that later. So it's a bit ironic that the Bible is all about Adam and Eve, and then just all about Jesus, and then about God. I'm not denouncing Jesus, I'm not denouncing God. I do believe there's an ultimate power out there. I do believe that there's a power out there for good, because good things do happen. But I do believe there's a lot of horrible stuff out there. And lots of sheeps in wolves' clothing that are getting away with it, like Jimmy Savile and people like that, and high-level politicians that are protected by other people, which really makes me sad. And I'm really glad I haven't got kids, because that would really worry me. And if one of my kids got abused, I would go nuts, absolutely nuts. So I'm pleased I've chosen not to have kids for that reason, and because of I feel the way the planet is going is not a very nice way at all after what President Donald Trump has just done in Syria, and we've said it's fine. The same as killing, hundreds of thousands of people in Iraq was fine. And yet the guy that lied is still living in his mansion. Nothing's happened to him. He's not been tried on war crimes. And that's just unbelievable. Okay, thank you very much. I'm Scott Bryant of Active Bryant Systems. That's my little thing about religion and how it's mixed into everything, and how I believe it's just an organised business, and how politicians are getting away with murder, really, and not being held accountable for their actions, when if me and you did it, we'd be locked away. Okay, thanks very much. Hope you've enjoyed the video. Please comment at the bottom, please subscribe, and I'll chat to you again very soon. Thank you, bye.